We went into a house, knocked at the door, and they bought a baby of about a week old. And Carmen and many others put 2 drops of polio virus in that baby's mouth. Now imagine yourself, if I had knocked at your door as a stranger and you had bought your baby out, would you have allowed me to put 2 drops in her mouth, not knowing what it is? But this was the strength.
No, probably not. But because they saw the Rotary.
Yeah, because they saw Rotary, because they saw the Rotary cap, the Rotary vests, which is the material I was talking about, the advertising material, and they have begun to have faith in Rotary, and they allowed them to give those 2 drops to that child. And we know that child will not have polio again.
This is fantastic. So you moved to India when you were very young. What area of India did you grow up in?
Actually, I hail from which is now Rawalpindi, which is now also called Islamabad, which is the new capital of Pakistan. I am one of the people who migrated when India got partitioned, and we settled in Delhi. But I took my entire education in a small town, which is about 250 kilometers from Delhi, which is called Dehradun. It's an education town.
I know Dehradun, yeah. And what's the name of the school you went to?
I went to an Irish missionary school, which was called St. Joseph's Academy. And let me tell you, it's considered to be one of the finest schools anywhere in the world you could compare it.
Yeah. There's another wonderful humanitarian teacher, Prem Rawat, who attended the same school, and the Prem Rawat Foundation is doing some of the same kind of work in India and around the world to alleviate suffering.
Yeah, that's good, because most of the Rawats, yes, they hail from that area of India.
Dehradun.
Of Dehradun and the Gadwale region, a little above Dehradun. They come from the mountain region. And it's good that he's doing that. This foundation is doing good work. But we in India, really, to tell you the truth, we owe a lot to the Irish missionaries.
Is that so?
Yeah, because they brought in quality education to the Indians. And if today you find a whole lot of the people, English-speaking people, I would say a majority of them are from Irish missionary schools. And when India got partitioned and we had a bureaucracy who could take care of the country, it is again, we owe a gratitude to these missionaries schools who brought in real quality education to the country.
So you had a wonderful start in education.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I am truly proud of the fact that I belong to St. Joseph's Academy. We call ourselves the Academians. And
you call yourself
the Academians.
Academians.
And we love being. So I keep going to my school again and again. And earlier it was just for boys, but I was surprised when a few years back I wanted to invite all these ex-students of St. Joseph's, and they were, and I said it was a meeting of the Old Boys Association, and I got a call from some young girls saying that, hey, we are now also from St. Joseph's. It's now no longer a boys' school, but it's a co-ed. So we are also, so I had to change it and say, okay, Old Boys and Girls Association. So we that's it.
Yeah. And you got married at age 27.
Yeah, I got married at the age of 27.
Your wife's Rita?
My wife is Rita. She's a postgraduate and has done a post-graduation in Masters in History. And she's also a past president of the Inner Wheel Club.
Of the what? Inner
Wheel Club, which is, it was a club, it's a club which is for the wives of the Rotarians. And they have their own organization called the Inner Wheel Worldwide, and they have the Inner Wheel President and the Inner Wheel Chair. It's a parallel organization to Rotary, but it's only open to the wives of Rotarians.
And you have a son who's a doctor. He graduated from Harvard.
Yeah, he didn't graduate from Harvard, but he graduated from, he did his residency from Chicago, and then his fellowship from the University of Washington in St. Louis. And he's now a senior consultant in Harvard and also assistant professor there.
And you have a daughter?
I have a daughter. She's a doctorate in social sciences. She was one time working with the Institute of Economic Growth. This is an institute that helps the government to formulate its policies. But presently she's taken a couple of years off because she has a small baby boy.
So you have how many grandchildren now?
I have 3 grandchildren, 2 from my son, both are boys, and 1 from my daughter, again a boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big deal. Yeah. And your son lives in Boston?
Yeah, my son lives in Boston and my daughter lives in Bombay. She's married to a banker, and he's heading the corporate banking for Western India of HSBC. So
and you visit Boston, and you like Boston. You were saying earlier that you like Boston because it reminds you of?
Yeah, I like Boston because it reminds me of Ireland and England. And I've lived a lot been to England quite many times over, and lived there also for a stretch of 4 or 5 months at a time. And that's exactly like, going to Boston feels more like being home.
You're a businessman, and this is particularly generous because you have done very well for yourself in marketing tunneling equipment for hydroelectric dams.
That's right.
So talk about that.
I just supply equipment I'm not in the construction or anything, but I'm just, I market hydroelectric dam equipments. And they're mostly for drilling, for mucking, for ventilation, grouting, and I'm one of the few companies that supplies all this equipment under one roof. And this is more a Swedish representation from Sweden, and it is all a mechanized system. So we are supplying that. I wouldn't say that we are doing bad because it's a semi-monopolistic. So whenever a project comes, we get our share.
And you're getting ready to retire, and you're moving.
Yeah.
You're moving from Roti to Rotary.
Exactly. Because in India, they call food, they call roti. And my wife keeps reminding me, look, you're doing more for Rotary than you're doing for roti. So, yes, I get now more satisfaction working doing social work. And I'm moving towards retirement because I feel that I have done my share.
You're 67.
Yeah, I'm 67.
Okay.
And but like I said, I get more satisfaction because I feel that it's time that I give back to society something. Because society has given me a lot, and I got this opportunity of going through Rotary. And Rotary has given me a lot. Because today, if I can go to any club, any part of the world, I can bond with anyone. And that's the strength of Rotary, and that's the beauty, or the way you could call it, the magic of Rotary. That I meet people. If I've met Carmen Karadi, if I've met Hal Darcy from Honolulu, and I've been able to bond with both of them, or with Sally Motto, from she's also from the other island, Kauai. And if I can bond with all of them, and I've done wonderful work with them. Imagine we just started, Carmen just wrote to me a letter saying that, Manjit, I've not been able to get any club get into a working relation with us. And I sent them about 4 matching grants.